Morning Stokies, it's Craig here from the Bear Pit TV, and this, as the title suggests, is my preferred 11 for the game against Man City on Wednesday the 8th of March. So it's going to be a really difficult game, we know this. I feel like Man City just starting to hit some decent form after quite a rocky mid-patch, middle of the season. But I think they are really starting to click again now, and this is going to be such a difficult task. I bite your hand off for a point now. So looking at the first 11, just having a quick look at the website, there seems to be three major concerns for the game. Bruno Martins Indy is one. Reading between the lines, it looks like he's more than likely going to be out. Glenn Johnson's a doubt, and of course Arnautovic as well. So taking this into account and trying to guess who isn't out, this is my first 11. Grant in net, obviously. For the centre-backs, I'm going to go with Ryan Shawcross, of course, and I'm going to assume that Indy is not available. And if that is the case, I'll have Jeff Cameron drop slightly back from that defensive midfield position to fill in for Indy. I thought Jeff was really good against Middlesbrough. You can tell we've really missed him. He's so athletic. He's that kind of athletic presence we've not really had in the middle of the pitch. It's great to have him back. But if Indy is not fit, Cameron will come in at centre-back. Right back, I will go with Bardsley if Johnson isn't fit, and Johnson if he is fit, obviously. Left back, Eric Peters. Moving further forward, I'm going to go with Glenn Wheeler and Afellay. I keep saying I want Afellay to start. He's too good to be on the bench. And if Indy is unfit, it's natural that he will come in anyway to replace Cameron, who's dropped a little bit. So Glenn Whelan and Afellay. Further forward, I'm going to go with Joe Allen again, just behind the strikers. I still feel like he does need a bit of a rest, but at this stage we've literally got nobody to replace him at the moment, so it'll be Joe Allen in his usual position of number 10. Arnautovic is an injury concern as well. I mean, it's very difficult to call. If he's available, he plays, obviously. If he's not, I'd probably bring John Walters. On the other wing, I'm going to have Sobey, of course. He was my man of the match against Middlesbrough. He's amazing, such a good performance. And up front, I would start with Berahino. That's not to say I'm just dropping Crouch outright. I think if we were at home to a lesser team or even away to a lesser team, I'd probably stick with Crouch. But when you're playing a team like Man City away, you're not going to have much of the ball and you need to have pace to counter. Crouch obviously hasn't got that. We all know that. Berahino has got pace. This is something I wanted to do against Spurs. I thought it was a bit daft to play Crouch up front against Spurs because we were never going to have the ball. Similar to game, really, in the sense that we don't have much of the ball again. So it has to be Berahino up front. So to recap, I know it's a bit difficult because of the injuries, but to recap, my first 11 will be Grant in net, centre-back pairing of Shawcross and Cameron, full-back Glenn Johnson or Bardsley, depending who's fit, left-back Eric Peters. In front of the defence, Glenn Whelan, and then Afellay, Joe Allen in front of them, up front Berahino, and on the wings I'm going to have Sobey, and then Arnautovic if fit. If Arnautovic isn't fit, it will be John Walters. Let me know what you reckon to my first 11. Who would you have brought in? What would you have done differently? Would you have started Crouch? Would you change the formation altogether? Would you have gone from 4-4-2 and played Crouch and Berahino up top? Let us know, and we'll see you on Wednesday for the game against Man City, which is going to be bloody difficult. We need to show up.